Hello, my jostling Jezebels of the joking internet. I have news about the Amazing Digital Circus voice actors being racist. So, there's an old live stream from 2019 of the voice actors using a specific word, N-E-G-A, and saying that, and people interpreting that as N-I-double-G-A. That's right, Tigger. Tigger. Winnie the Pooh status. Love to see it. So we're gonna watch the clip and then we're gonna talk about it. So let's roll that clip.
Notice you, senpai. Aaron, sure, nigga. We notice you. Mega? Hey, Saber.
Hey, sprinkle cake. That's what I thought was said too.
Use letters to spell the longest word you can.
She did not. It just sounded like it.
Did it? I said nega, you fucking idiot.
It sounded like another word.
No. Well,
Like,
you guys
I
heard
dead
something
ass thought
else.
you said it. I was like, what?
Hello, Daddy.
I love that both of my phrases are, I think both of those phrases are mine. And the angel drawing was mine.
Oh, thank you, Daddy, for the vote.
Versus.
God damn it. Caitlin, why?
How could I not?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, this matchup is so good.
Thank you.
So long, nigga.
Now, good question here is, am I shocked? Not even slightly. As a matter of fact, that era of internet, the Tumblr-esque Steven Universe, Has Been Hotel, adjacent Undertale fandom, they always have very, dare I say, racial undertones. The I'm an ally so good because in the past I used to be super racist, but I'm trying to change. And I gotta respect that change caused a lot of white guilt, and I appreciate the people that have changed, and they have issued apologies. He says, and I quote, "I've just been made aware of this. This is absolutely an insensitive joke. This is absolutely an insensitive joke. Earlier in the stream, we heard Ashley read out a username that contained the word nega. N-E-G-A, short for negative. And all of us, including chat, freaked out because we misheard what was said. Once the misunderstanding was cleared, we poked fun at the absurdity of it. However, the joke relies on the fact that it's teetering on racism, on racist, which ultimately is no different than making a legitimate racist joke. I apologize for any harm this has caused and for the fact that we never thought it was humorous, that we ever thought it was humorous to joke about in the first place. Racism is never okay, and we should always try to be kind and lift each other up. Replies are off because of UTT stemming animal gore. Please feel free to discuss and quote retweets, blah, 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 blah." So, this is his apology, and that's that. I remember back in the day when I was playing Call of Duty on Nuketown, and I got caught slurs I had never heard before. I got caught in slurs that I thought were esoteric, lost in the long forgotten days of yore. That's just what I expected on the internet back in the day. As a matter of fact, it's basically what it was back in the day when you just could be racist and could just be racially insensitive to basically any race. It's been recent that a big upsurge of this new era of, I'd say, cancel culture has allowed us to actually call people out for this stuff. Now, this is a 7-year-old stream. It's 2026. The stream's in 2019. Do I think it's fair to bring up something from 7 years ago? Not really. To be quite honest with you, it's not, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that bad. However, I do understand why people are upset about it. A lot of humor comes from environments where a lot of ideas are normalized, repeated, or rewarded. You end up with jokes that feel casual to the person because it feels regular, just natural. That you grew up with that era of Xbox, you grew up with the people that made those kinds of jokes. That's what it is. I think a joke can be a product of its environment and still cut someone deep. I think that's fair. Now, do I think it's appalling that he made a joke of the word and being almost a racist word? I think this is very nothing burgered of a controversy, if I could be so bold. There's so many other things. It feels like this fandom is very baby. I think the Amazing Digital Circus fandom, Steven Universe, Undertale, Has Been Hotel, very sensitive people like these shows, right? I think the entire fandom is very sensitive. A lot of people are white people that have a lot of white guilt, so they don't want to be associated with anything racist, and they're playing very hard defender, and you're watching a lot of cannibalization of white people eating other white people. And there are black people that just kind of understand that most white people are just kind of racist, and that's just how they are. Listen, if you're white, I think that probably you were a little bit racist growing up. I think you may have said something insensitive. I think you may have said it in the privacy of your home. You probably didn't even matter. I think intent matters in a human sense, right? It helps you understand someone. It helps you decide whether they're capable of change. But impact is the thing that actually touches people in real time. Impact is what was happening here. I think at the time, nobody really cared about it. I think he probably could have gotten away with it his entire life. Now, at the time, he's 30 years old right now. And when he made that, he was 22, I believe. I don't think it's worth ruining his life over something he said 7 years ago. I really don't think it's that important. Bigger issue I'm discovering is that people love the idea of change in theory but punish it in practice, right? Big issue there. And when it comes to people that aren't real, right, imaginary characters who these people play, they would love it if those characters had redemption or change. There's some people vouching for Jax, the actual character, to get changed, but the actual person spent 7 years actually growing as a person. I imagine. I don't know the guy Michael. I don't, but I imagine he actually spent time learning, and that's impressive to see, because always when I know this, and this is very important, people care more about imaginary characters and fictional characters than they do real people, because someone looks back at who they were and tries to move forward, and then dragging them back through every old mistake is crazy. If you do that as if it's their permanent identity, it doesn't build anything. It freezes them in that time. They're the same person they were 7 years ago. Dude, I'm not even the same person I was 4 months ago. I'm really not. Nobody learns from that arrangement. The lesson becomes overall, don't get caught instead of be better. And I don't like that. That's a failure of the culture, not just the individual. Accountability always will ask for recognition, change, and consistency moving forward. However, if you want to destroy somebody, which is always more fun to do so, it just wants a moment of moral victory where someone gets flattened so everyone else can feel clean by comparison. That kind of reaction is going to teach a fear of actually growing instead of an understanding for growing. So I'm all for people growing and understanding, and dude, issuing apologies. I think the other voice actors issued apologies as well. That's important to me, and I don't like it. It teaches people to hide their past instead of confronting it, and I don't want that. I do agree, though, there is something to say about a lot of white people with the, well, I have a black friend who lets me say a dynamic. It's like this weird social gray zone, because permission from that one black person will think the entire group allows people to say that. That's also a thing, and that's really bad, because proximity to one person doesn't cancel out the broader weight of us being said, because you got to add context to how things go. This is going to be kind of strange to hear. A lot of white friendships rely on how racist that white person can be to the minority friend. Is a lot of white people minority friendships. You know what I mean? For instance, you got a white guy and he says, well, my Asian friend makes white guy jokes and I make Asian jokes to the white guy, and we're just kind of cool like that. And a lot of white friendships, that's how cool the friendship is. How much they can disrespect each other in that sense is how it goes. And that's just in the dynamic of the friendship. And I have no issues with that. But when you're in a public space, in a greater space, you got to be a little bit mindful about it. There's this belief that floats around that everything becomes funnier when nothing is off limits. Comedy reaches some higher form when every boundary disappears. And I think when you're 16, that's true. Shock humor and shock value, it hits like caffeine. Everything edgy just feels bold. I can't believe he said that. Oh my goodness, he's the greatest person ever. That's fantastic. But eventually you realize laughter built on someone else being on the floor instead of the room, right? It feels hollow after a while. I would hope so. I'd hope you grow as a person. If your humor relies on someone shrinking so the joke can stand, punching down carries a cost when it gets a laugh. Like, right, it will carry a cost. The person on the receiving end doesn't get the same experience as the person telling the joke, so it's not a joke for everybody. That gap matters. Obviously, you don't want to joke for everybody. You want to joke for specific people, for certain instances, right? Humor is supposed to connect people, though, right? Right? You can't just isolate some random person because you want to build on hating. It reminds me of Rebecca Black over again. Everything just reminds me of Rebecca Black. That song Friday was so bad. We discovered with Rebecca Black that we love to collectively hate something more than we love to collectively love something. And that goes into the humor as well. When we want to hate something really bad, we don't want to see something good together. Think of this, and this is very important. When's the last time you yourself commented on a video, right, that was very nice? A video, maybe some ducks playing in a pond, or maybe a cat just having a fun time. When's the last time you commented something meaningful in that video? When's the last time you did that? Because of a lot of the rage reaction of common day zeitgeist getting more reaction out of things, people are more inclined to do more rage content and more of that variety. That's the culture we've built. And that is because people want humor that punches down all the time. I do think older humor, such as the edgy humor that was in the live stream, can be a product of its time and still be harmful in the present. People deserve the chance to grow without being permanently chained to who they used to be. If the goal is actually better people and better spaces, the focus has to land on change that sticks instead of some deep punishment that feels good for a moment and leaves everything exactly the same afterwards. That requires you gotta hold that discomfort. You gotta hold some understanding. But I'm just some guy. You don't gotta listen to me. I'm nobody important. Just somebody that wants to talk about a situation. In any event, thank you so much for checking out my video. Let me know what you think about the Amazing Digital Circus drama. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my lower low. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you